Welcome to the 32nd Annual Bummies Awards, featuring Luke Mueller, John Nurin, and Jake Mueller, and of course, our nominees. This show has been a long time coming. When John and I were in high school and being rejected by girls, I remember we couldn't stop thinking of ways to get noticed more. And this is what we came up with. If you're out there and you're feeling down and alone in the dumps, I'd recommend starting your own award show just like this. And now to kick us off, John Nurin.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction, Luke. Yes, that's true. This award show is really it's really given us a boost since high school. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the Bummies. Grateful to be here. You guys look great, by the way.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and man, weren't there just so many great movies that came out this year? Yeah, I mean, Oppenheimer was one of those, but I don't know if you guys knew this, but Oppenheimer actually, the bomb in there was the second largest bomb that was dropped in 2023. The first largest bomb that was dropped was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh,
sleek
Wow.
bird.
Yeah.
Sleek bird.
And yeah, so that's just kicking us off. And I also want to, of course,
that's just the first of many.
that's just get ready. Get the ice ready for the burns that I'm about to dish out tonight. But before we get to the rest of that,
It's like you turned the freezer on.
yeah, turn that freezer up or
A good
down.
freezer
I guess,
burn.
technically. Yeah, we'll have some freezer burns tonight. So without further ado, let's also introduce producer Jake, who is here as well. Looking very nice.
Thank you. I too have been chasing high school zeros my whole life. And I want to kick off with some audience cutaways to the crowd because everyone is here tonight,
Oh, wow.
including Hayao Miyazaki, who is nominated for the biggest flex award tonight for The Boy and the Heron. But I'll tell you the real biggest flex. All of the pollution he caused with all those damn colored pencils he used to hand draw this whole movie and his whole career. What is this? The Boy and Hobby Lobby? Am I right? Maybe think about pollution next time, Hayao. If you're going to make a movie about saving the earth. We love you, Hayao. Everyone applauds.
He should go digital for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
His hand-drawn
Insensitive.
thing's not going to last.
Like, what
Okay,
era is he
boomer.
living in?
What era
Yeah.
is he living out of?
Soderbergh goes
boomers, man.
even Soderbergh and Lynch go digital. That's my one problem with that movie.
Yeah, God. Keep up with the times, man.
All right. Any more cutaways?
Oh, yeah. The Sandra Hüller, our girl who is nominated for Best Fuck-Off Performance in Anatomy of a Fall. Congratulations. As well as the ensemble of The Family and Zone of Interest. Double nominations. Boy, playing a woman suspected of killing her husband and complacent to mass genocide. Who should Sandra play next? Hillary Clinton, Ghislaine Maxwell, Taylor Swift for the NFL fans? Because she takes away all the news from another mass genocide going on in the world. Thank you, Taylor.
Wow.
And thank you, Sandra. Topical burn.
Taylor Swift is in the
Wow.
monologue.
We're topical at the Bummies. We have to.
Need that T-Swift bump to our ratings.
Yeah. She declined coming to our show since Joe Coy offended her so much at the Golden Globe. She didn't want to be roasted by the Bummies.
That's right. And
All
if any of you out there don't like any of our jokes tonight, it's because Joe Coy wrote them. So
Yeah, we have a catalyst, just like the Globes. Yeah.
yeah,
Do you guys have any audience cutaways you guys want to do?
I
No,
actually
didn't
do.
write any.
I've got some. I've got
John's
some
got
audience
some.
cutaways, and they're actually going to be cutting to you guys because
Whoa.
producer Jake is here. Like I said, everybody.
We're mentioning it.
Jake,
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
I want to mention that again. That producer Jake is here. And his top movie of 2023 was The Taste of Things. Now it's kind of a lesser known movie. You may not have heard of it. So let me just catch you up. I'll just read you the plot summary here. It's set in France in 1889. The film follows the life of Dodin Buffont as a chef living with his personal cook and lover Eugenie. They share a long history of oh, sorry.
I think I'll see that one. Yeah.
Or was that? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Wow, an early nod for that. I'll skip it for John, I guess.
No, I'm only kidding. Of course, I want to see that.
I'm sure it's a masterpiece.
Sure, it's amazing. Yeah.
We love French cinema. Don't come at.
We love French cinema. So yes. And I also, if you didn't know, Luke Mueller is here too. Hello, Luke. Also, I want to preface this one. If this doesn't fit the vibe, then we can cut it.
He's gonna go at me, man.
I know it's not even mean against Luke.
Bracing myself for that.
Israel Palestine is gonna somehow be mixed into this.
I'm probably gonna say it, and you guys won't think it's that bad. But I do have a backup that's much simpler.
Yeah, use them both.
Yeah, I'll use them both. We'll see. Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, Luke is here. Luke's top movie of 2023 was Blackberry. And ironically, Blackberry is the guy down the street that stole my iPhone.
I mean, mildly racist, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. It's like a Norm Macdonald. If you guys have ever watched like his Blue Card compilations on YouTube, it's like one of those. Let's get back to the movies. Forget the audience members here.
Forget these guys.
Forget these guys
for a second until we come back to them.
Which we might have another cutaway. Now that I think about it, but Barbie is a movie with a few nominations tonight. One of the biggest movies of the year. Margot Robbie is here, who starred as Barbie, and she's also Australian. And you know what Australians think of when they hear the word Barbie? So guess who showed up to set covered in shrimp?
Oh, man.
Bobby. Embarrassing. Oh man.
John's all over the map. He has dad
that one's
jokes.
that one's a reach, I think.
That was going to be my closer initially.
That's your most ambitious one.
That's the mic drop joke right there. Yeah.
And you will hear at the Bummies, we pride ourselves on not having any snubs. This is, like Luke said, 32nd year and 32 years of no snubs. But there was one movie no snubs ever. There was one movie that came out last year that we just weren't able to fit in, and that's Godzilla -1. Now I actually haven't seen Godzilla -1 yet. Do I have to see Godzilla -2 in order to understand what happens?
Oh yeah, all the integers you got to go through.
Because
that's my math joke.
With that title, are the sequels going backwards? Is it
the sequel is going to be Godzilla 0 now?
Yeah.
The prequel, the prequel is 0 squared. That's good.
Yeah, that joke was written by Joe Coy. Too. Thanks for that, Joe. Zone of Interest has been mentioned already tonight as well. And that's, of course, Jonathan Glazer's Zone of Interest, not to be confused with 2023's other Zone of Interest, Sydney Sweeney's Chest.
That's the best one yet. That's a good one.
I mean, that was everywhere. Yeah. Certainly a
the real zone.
Interest.
That's the true zone of interest.
The true zone of interest of the year.
Oh, we cut away. She looks disgusted by that.
Oh my God! Wow. Yeah.
Blame Joe Coy. It's okay.
She's like, I'm funny now. I was on SNL.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My last one, and this is a big one for me. So, Asteroid City came out this year. Wes Anderson's Asteroid City. Mm-hmm. And speaking of, this is pretty amazing. Just found out today, I got the role of a lifetime. And Wes Anderson is making a spin-off movie of Asteroid City. And he picked me to star in the leading role of the spin-off. It's called Hemorrhoid City. I can't sit still. I'm so excited for it.
Medical jokes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first award of the evening. I'm very grateful to be the first presenter of the night. And you may be asking, what is this first award that we're going to give out tonight? Well, let me check.
Down, 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 bum, 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 bum.
It's
Or
the
like
funniest
Curb Your
performance.
Enthusiasm
Yeah. Yeah.
soundtrack.
The funniest performance of the year is our first category, which is why I was laughing so hard because this category is so
This
dang
is
funny.
a funny category.
All right, and your nominees are Emma Stone for Poor Things, Ryan Gosling, Barbie, Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings, Ayo Edebiri, Bottoms, Rachel Sennett, Bottoms, and Joaquin Phoenix and Beau is Afraid. Now this was a
Ayo in the Bear is more like uppers.
yeah.
Oh man. All right. So should we say who we voted for this category?
Yeah, who did
we personally voted for?
Yeah. I voted for Ryan Gosling. Because I think he made me laugh the most out of all these performances. Like he was killing me in the theater. Especially that the Century City sequence where he's discovering what the patriarchy and stuff like that. And yeah, he just has this weird like vulnerability and like ability to like, I don't know, he just has I don't know, I like him as a comedic actor. I always have. So yeah, I voted for Ryan Gosling.
His timing is insanely good in that movie too. I voted for Rachel Sennott. I thought she was kind of the standout in that ensemble, and she had the most kind of out there outlandish jokes to deliver. So yeah, and I'm a fan of her. I just want her to succeed. So
yeah,
she got my vote.
Yeah, great performance. I also voted for Gosling. Under the same criteria that Luke said, I was looking at these nominees and I knew that seeing Barbie, he made me laugh the most this year, I think. So
in a funny movie all around, too, that has Will Ferrell. It's like he's the funniest. And I rewatched La La Land like a couple months ago. And even in that, I'm like, Gosling's like hilarious for me too. And that's not as straight of a comedic performance. But yeah, he's kind of like that. He just has a unique comedic ability, reminiscent of like movie stars, and he's not scared of making fun of himself always. Like he'll put himself out there,
There's a little Cary Grant energy in his later work, for sure.
Yeah, The Nice Guys was another one I was thinking of too. That another funny performance where he's also looks like a complete fool at times.
Right. Yeah, he's really good at looking like a fool for sure.
That like shriek he has in The Nice Guys is so funny.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So should we announce the winner?
Yes.
Do it.
So the Bummy for funniest performance goes to Ryan Gosling in Barbie.
Wow.
The La La Land soundtrack. I'm just Ken.
Yeah, and
I'm happy for that. I'm happy about that.
I think that was good. Do we want to, in like these two, do you guys want me to talk about like who was like close, like what the stats were?
And bring out the statistics.
I do have the stats. And Gosling won this one just by a couple over Emma Stone.
I suspected that,
enough, two people who have been funny together in movies before.
And the other comedy movie they were in.
And like right after that was a tie between Rachel Sennett, Joaquin Phoenix, and Ayo.
Wow.
So this was a really tight one. Gosling won by a couple, and then like right behind him were Emma Stone and those three.
Wow.
So this is a
close race. Who knows what world we live in if one of these others got if they won, what our world would be like.
It would be different for sure.
Like post Robert Oppenheimer different, yeah.
I'm glad we have the blonde male one that won.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here in America, we like barbecue, brisket, guns, having presidents that are the same age as our grandparents. But more than anything, we love telling people to fuck off. I mean, I myself have told 3 people to fuck off already today. My barista, my building manager, and just a random person on the street. And I did it because I was inspired by these nominees for Best Fuck Off Performance. We have Glenn Howerton, Blackberry. We have Paul Giamatti. Holdovers. Sorry, guys. Keanu Reeves, John Wick. Sandra Huller, Anatomy of a Fall, right?
Yes.
Anatomy of a Fall. Imagine if they did that actually in awards show. All right, and then we have the family, entire family in Zone of Interest, because they are just living in ridiculous ignorance in that movie. And Julianne Moore in May, December.
Wow, that our first ensemble nomination for the fuck off. It's very momentous. Yeah,
it's hard to compete as an individual against a whole family of assholes. I will say
of Nazis. Yeah,
of Nazi assholes. Yes,
I voted for them because the Nazis were a superpower, and I don't know how you could compete with that personally. So, and
I voted
Nazis
for Glenn
in
Howerton.
General are Glenn Howerton. Sorry, I cut you off.
That's all right.
I was just gonna make a comment about Nazis that they're pretty. I mean, out of all the groups of people throughout history, they're kind of one of the top. Everyone fuck off.
I know that's
people.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
A whole generation of people to fuck off, a whole species, if you will.
Yeah. So, everyone fuck off but us. It's kind of their motto. And Luke, Glenn Howerton.
Yeah, I voted for Glenn Howerton just because of his whole thing going on in that.
Yeah.
It's obvious. Yeah, no need to explain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I voted for Paul Giamatti here in the holdovers.
That'd be my second choice. If Glenn Howerton wasn't so good, it'd have been Giamatti.
Yep. And I
any
feel
other year that wins, if Blackberry doesn't exist.
And Paul Giamatti is also hard to compete with in the everyone fuck off type of category because he can do these roles well.
That's every role of his.
He's built a career. Yeah. Big Fat Liar is an early precursor to this. Yeah.
All right, John, do you want to slide me the winner in the chat so I can read it off?
Yeah,
slide that envelope across the table. Oh
gosh, guys.
Can you see
it? And the winner is a regular customer at the great In-N-Out Burger, Paul Giamatti. He can go get himself another burger with this win.
Yeah.
You think he says fuck off to the In-N-Out employees?
Animal style, or fuck off.
If they forget his chopped chilies, they all fuck off. As he carries his Oscar around.
I won't go to Shake Shack. They can fuck off. Gourmet burger chain.
Shake Shack's too expensive. They can fuck off.
Who makes a gourmet burger chain? Fast food.
Congrats to Paul.
Congrats,
deserved.
Paul. Yes. And in this one, similar to what we were saying, close second by 1 vote. Paul beat Glenn Howerton. Blackberry.
Oh, okay.
So this one came down to the wire.
I would very much respect anyone who votes for the family in Zone of Interest also.
Yeah. That came in third. That was third. So
nice. We all picked the top 3. Great.
We did. Yeah. We have our finger on the pulse of the bummy community. Yeah.
All right. The Bummies are pleased to say that to present our greatest set piece award, the inaugural, the wickedly talented Tom Cruise.
Do you ever just sit down and do nothing and just watch TV?
Yeah, I watch a lot of movies.
You do?
Yeah, I watch about a movie a day. I try to.
A movie a day?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I love movies. I grew up loving movies and had jobs and went to movies.
Well, absolutely. I
love
mean, but
it.
that's. I mean, what
Went to
movies do you watch?
And then I
Just-
grew up. I got to make movies, and
Do you watch? You don't watch your own movies, do you?
those are the only films that I watch. I watch a lot of movies. It's about a movie a day. I try to. I love movies. I grew up loving movies, and those are the only films that I watch all day. I watch a lot of movies. It's about a movie a day. I try to. I love movies. I grew up loving movies, and those are the only films that I watch all day.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want a Scientology brochure. I'm okay. We're here to talk.
Yeah, get out of here.
This is movies, Tom, and
I watch about a movie a day.
the nominations for best location set
I
piece
watch about a
are.
movie a day.
Hey, Tom, stop interrupting him. All right,
Tom,
get out of
we-
here.
Cool
Tom,
it, guy.
We don't
Yeah.
want to fund your SpaceX movie. I'm
Tom,
sorry.
go help yourself to Crafty. Can we get someone to get Tom out of here?
Yeah. Joe Coy, could you get Tom off the
yeah.
stage, please? Okay, so the greatest set pieces are the Asteroid City Town, the Poor Things Portugal and Alexandria, Barbie Land, the Zone of Interest House, and for you, Tom, we'll throw in this nomination, the Mission Impossible train.
I watch about a movie a day.
Impeccable.
Just for you,
Um,
Tom.
I voted for Poor Things. I think it's a gorgeous design. How it kind of embraces how artificial it looks, and the colors, and just how it feels like a children's storybook at times, like the backdrops of the city and all that stuff. But yeah, that was my vote for their best set.
Yeah, mine was
Go
Poor
ahead.
Things as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I also felt like they took like the actual versions of these places and just heightened them to like an extreme version, like extreme stylized version of them. And yeah, it felt very like storybook, or like you're coming into the world for the first time. And it's sort of like overstimulating. But yeah, I just loved the look of technically it's Lisbon. I put Portugal, the country, and then the city, or actually that was Joe that did that. But yeah, Lisbon and Alexandria, I thought were standouts this year for me.
I voted for Barbie Land, just because I like the idea of it all being on a sound stage, like an old Hollywood movie, and there's something like kind of like the juxtaposition between when they go to the real world to Barbie Land and that whole like difference. There's something kind of like very kind of cozy and addicting about the Barbie Land, and I don't know, you like don't it like makes like you it makes you like want to just stay there. I guess. Yeah.
And the Bummy goes to Poor Things. Well deserved.
All right.
Nice.
Well, I feel like this was conspired as the...
I'm realizing now all the awards we've done so far have the winners have been what I voted for, I think.
Also the creator of the ballot and the website that it was on.
John's like the swing vote. You're Arizona, or Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now there's going to be an insurrection at my apartment. But
Nice.
yeah, this one actually, I will say, everyone, all the nominees got a few votes. Each of them were voted for multiple times, but Poor Things won by like a landslide. I was actually kind of impressed by that. Yeah,
Wow.
surprised.
Surprise.
Barbie was second though. Barbie had the second most, which makes sense. It was also a great one.
Okay, I think next we should do we should take a pause for the Glenn Howerton Lifetime Achievement Award. For those of us who've watched It's Always Sunny, Blackberry, and The Strangers, where Glenn Howerton gets murdered in the one scene. we all know how this guy's career has spanned for all of us. There's the Dennis system. There's the choking of Maureen Ponderosa, the air choke of Maureen Ponderosa. And there's the freakouts in Blackberry that we were privileged to this year. And we all know that Glenn Howerton will not probably be at the Oscars, but he is very much a front row seat here at the Bummies. So we're here as a little clip montage of the great Glenn Howerton, and we would like to accept this $10 gift card to Starbucks, where he can get anything, a pastry, a matcha, or if that's not your thing, an actual coffee. Go enjoy that, Glenn, and take that on to your next production.
Like for me to eat the apples with the skin on it. He says the skin's loaded with toxins.
Okay, well, good news. Mac's not here.
I know he's not here, and that's why I need you to do it for me, please, please.
Oh, Jesus. Just eat it with the skin on
I do not like it with the skin, Dee. I'm not allowed to eat it with the skin. I'm not allowed.
You know what? I'm not entirely certain that you are my wife, because I remember marrying Maureen Ponderosa, and you are no Maureen Ponderosa.
That doesn't even, I don't know what that, what?
Divorce!
What did you just say?
I will divorce you, Maureen. I'll do it.
Dennis, you don't look good.
Trust me, Dee. If I found myself getting sick, I would simply say, "Sickness be gone!"
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man! Begone from me! A starter car! This car is a finisher car! A transporter of gods! The Golden God! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds! I don't care if you're old! Seize the gap! You old fat bitch! You fat bitch!
Here we are on a boat out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody would ever hear our screams in this wind. You know. Oh. The thunder's really throwing this whole thing off. It's making everything I say seem sinister.
Into a nice, comfortable place below deck, and, they can't refuse because of the implication.
Okay. You had me go in there for the first part. The second half kind of threw me.
Well, dude, think about it. She's out in the middle of nowhere with some dude she barely knows. She looks around her. What does she see? Nothing but open ocean. There's nowhere for me to run. What am I gonna do? Say no?
Okay. That seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication. It's getting real hot around here. So hot, Wally. But you don't really know what hot is, do you? Hot's a storm. You ever been in a storm, Wally? I mean, a real storm? Not a thunderstorm, but a storm of fists raining down on your head. Blasting you in the face. Pummeling you in the stomach. Hitting you in the chest. So hard you think your heart's gonna stop. You ever been in a storm like that, Wally? Oh, fuck all you people! Fuck you! Get ready for a hostile takeover of this entire fucking league, okay? You fuck! You think I won't fucking do it? I'm from Waterloo! Where the vampires hang out!
Oh, he threw the gift card into the crowd in anger. He's still raging.
He's still in
shouting.
character.
He's shouting Waterloo at me? Oh, man. I guess because I didn't give him a Tim Hortons gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, flexing has been around since the early days of cinema, pioneered by films like Ben-Hur, Lawrence of Arabia, and Predator. Today, in these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to honor the biggest flexes in film. And boy, did we have a lot this year. So let's get it straight to the nominees for biggest flex. The nominees are the Oppenheimer bomb test scene, aka Trinity, Barbie musical numbers, The Boy and the Heron, the Napoleon battle scenes, and the Maestro conducting scenes. All right. And the winner.
Wait, who did we vote
Oh,
for?
wait. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hold your
That
horses,
felt weird
sir.
to just get right into it. Yeah.
John's
Oh,
trying to
I'm
flex.
just gonna. I
He's
can't
trying to
wait to
flex
read
on the
this
winner.
Oh,
winner
I'm too
out.
excited. Yeah.
I voted for The Boy and the Heron because even though Hayao Miyazaki used all those colored pencils, he did create a beautiful film and probably the most impressive technical feat I saw in 2023. So, yeah, that's mine.
I voted for the Oppenheimer Trinity scene because I felt like it was a big moment in theaters this year when you're just in a crowded theater and that happens and everyone's silent. It's like it captures everyone's attention in this world where it's very hard to capture someone's attention during a film, but everyone was quiet and very quiet and really in probably deep thought, like deep reflection of who we are as humanity during that bomb scene. I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I voted for the Barbie musical numbers. Yeah, I just thought they were really great this year, and probably the funniest parts for me were just all the musical moments in that movie. So yeah, that was my vote. And then the winner of biggest flex of the year of the Bummy goes to the Oppenheimer bomb test scene. So Luke, everyone was agreeing with you there.
Yes.
America. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, we love blowing shit up. Yeah.
Japan agrees with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan
to
also
Japan for
voted.
that.
Japan, the entire country.
Japan voted for Boy and the Heron. They did not vote for Oppenheimer, unfortunately.
Oh no.
But I will say Oppenheimer blew the competition. They blew up the competition. They blew them out.
They
of the
blew
water.
up the competition.
Yeah, this is a landslide for sure. The
That makes
Oppenheimer
sense.
Trinity test.
Cillian Murphy's like, I am man, destroyer of award, not Bummy Award nominees.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Safdie is wearing sunscreen to the Bummies because we are the biggest flex.
Because we're dropping some heat.
Because we're dropping heat on all the on everybody. Yeah. Here to present the I'll Skip It Award is none other than writer-director Quentin Tarantino. Quentin, take it away. All right. Thank you so much for having me at the Bummies. All right. John, you look fantastic. As I was sitting in my pool the other day, listening to records, writing my final movie, I realized, as a longtime cinephile, I skip a lot of movies, all right? So I think it's perfect that they chose me to do this because when I worked at Video Archives, all the mainstream bullshit I would skip. and all five of these fucking movies that John and Luke and Jake thought were skippable, I agree. So the nominees for the I'll Skip It Award are fucking Old Dads by Bill Burr. The two Family Switch I've never heard of, quite frankly. I don't use streaming services, all right? Everything's on film. Family Plan? I don't know who the fuck watches that. Somewhere in Queens, I did coke with Ray Romano in the 80s, all right? So I'll watch that. And Indiana Jones, I saw, but I fucking hated it.
I saw
that, but it was the worst, all right? So, John, hand me the envelope.
Yeah, coming right to you, Quentin.
Q.
Mr. Tarantino.
I gotta get back to my cinema. Of course, Indiana Jones. Of course. Congratulations. All right.
Thanks
Well,
for
thank
coming,
you.
Quentin.
Wow.
I forgot to say what did everyone else vote for? I was too lost in the bit.
Oh, yeah.
I voted for Indiana Jones.
Me too.
Because I
As
actually
did I,
saw
yeah.
all. I watched every other nominee.
Yeah,
So it was the only one you actually
Including both
skipped. Yeah.
family movies.
yeah. The two
Um,
family movies.
I worked on Old Dads, so that's why I watched it.
That's right. I was
I would have
gonna
never.
put something in the monologue about how well the COVID protection or whatever was on Old
Right.
Dads.
That should have been an award.
That'd
But,
be funny. Yeah.
that's like my first big
COVID
Hollywood
forgot.
feature film credits, so I watched it for mainly that. But otherwise, I would have never heard of Old Dads, and then you guys probably wouldn't either. Because the only reason why you know it is because I say that I worked on it. Somewhere in Queens is actually a decent movie, but definitely something you could skip. But it's like something that I'd watch just because I'm like, fuck it, I'll throw this on. But like, it's got Ray Romano, and it's like a New York Italian family. Like it's actually in ways kind of quality. Probably better than all these by a lot.
But you saw all those except for Indiana Jones.
I did not see Indiana Jones.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, makes sense.
I tend to watch things that people will skip.
What did you
haven't
vote for, John?
I voted for Indiana Jones as well. I haven't seen any of these, so I skipped all of them.
I haven't either.
And I also, until I saw the Google Doc with the nominees, I'd never even heard of 3 of these 5. So yeah.
I mean, I think I wrote most of this category.
Yeah.
I only heard of Old Dads because you were on the set of Old Dads, and
Yeah.
I think our actual dad watched it because you were the COVID officer.
Yeah.
No, less skipped than the others, I guess.
I could tell nobody in Old Dads has COVID though, just looking at the images of it. So I'm glad they're all safe. That's the best part of the production, I think.
So every year, it's unfortunate to see the technical elements of the Academy Awards getting ignored. Like, how could we forget all the great examples from this year? Like the cinematography in Barbie of Margot Robbie's breasts, or like the editing in Poor Things when Emma Stone is having sex and you get the nice shot of her breasts, or even American Ferrera gives that giant speech towards the end of Barbie. I just can't help but be distracted by her ass. It's not even a part of the shot, but the mise-en-scène is so good that you feel it there. Here are the nominees for best technical categories. Every year, the Oscars forget the technical categories, but here is what I think the Bummies have ignored. I mean, who can forget the cinematography of Leave the World Behind? I mean, I thought I was there. Or the editing of 65 with Adam Driver. I mean, that thing is paced like a Martin Scorsese movie. Or the set design in Fast X. I mean, how they built those car chase sets on the Warner's lot from scratch is beyond me. And who could forget the sex scenes in Poor Things? I mean, those are just weirdly hot. Here are our nominees for best technical categories.
I like that one too.
I like that one too. Yeah. Well, should we go over what we voted for here?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I voted for. Who did I vote for?
I honestly. Oh, I could say mine. I voted for the Zone of Interest sound design. I feel like that kind of speaks for itself if you've seen the movie.
Actually, forget, guys. I think I might have done sound design for Zone of Interest too. I can't remember who I voted for.
You voted for Barbie. Set design.
Okay. Voted for Barbie quite a bit. That's like a polar opposite pick too.
Yeah. How about you, John?
I voted for Asteroid City set design.
Because of Scarlett Johansson's.
Because of Scarlett Johansson's titties.
Through the window, you know.
Oh, that window scene. Yeah, that is just ingrained in my brain now. So yeah.
And the subtlety of it especially too.
Yeah. So mostly just I tried to write in just Scarlett Johansson's room as in particular for the set design. But yeah.
Oh man, that sounds kind of like fucking creepy now.
All right, maybe not. But But yeah, I've voted for Asteroid City, partially too because I think it was snubbed by the Oscars.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it
Yeah.
got nominated for any.
That's like
any of
say
that.
like what it's like an Oppenheimer setting, but it's more like Wes Anderson stylized. So there's like a
Yeah.
very fun, almost like toy appeal to it.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like in general, it seems like our society is having a little bit of Wes Anderson fatigue. But regardless of that, the sets always are like top notch. They're always
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I thought this one in particular
Yeah.
was pretty great. So yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I better
All right, yeah, so slide me a DM.
better slide into your DMs with the winner.
Ooh, and the winner is the sound design of Zone of Interest.
Nice. I get a W.
Yeah.
Which I do remember talking about a lot with my friend who I saw it with afterwards. That was one of our things that stood out to us.
Same. It's
Yeah.
one of the biggest takeaways right when you walk out, and the weird roars of terror that you hear throughout that movie are pretty unforgettable.
Yeah, and just the subtlety of like people, well, the Nazi family going about their like regular daily life while that's going on in the background. And it's not even like a blip on their radar. Like they don't even acknowledge it. Yeah, pretty powerful stuff. You know, what do David Lynch, Nicolas Cage, and Will Smith all have in common?
Ooh.
They're
They
all
like to
pretty
slap
fucking
people.
weird. And
Yeah,
they're all pretty fucking weird. And so are the nominees tonight for the weirdest Bummy.
It's funny because Will Smith wouldn't have been in your monologue or in your joke there like 5 years ago. So he's like,
Yeah.
he's
Now
a new
he's
weirdo.
shown how weird he is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking
Big weirdo. All right. Well, the nominees for the weirdest. I also like how this category is just the weirdest. Like I guess we picked movies, but it doesn't say like the weirdest movie or like the weirdest.
This is
so
the
maybe in
weirdest
future years we
thing
could-
of the year in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah. Maybe in future years we could throw in specific performances. I don't know. But yeah, the nominees are Poor Things, Beau is Afraid, Magic Mike's Last Dance, Infinity Pool, and No Hard Feelings.
So I think I voted for No Hard Feelings because there's something for me about, even though I'd say like definitely when I look at it objectively, Poor Things, Beau is Afraid are weirder, and Infinity Pool definitely is too because they're otherworldly. But there is something about when a movie, especially a comedy film, that is trying to base itself in some sort of reality. I find this often with rom-coms and stuff like that. When it's like trying to be in real life and go off real life, I don't know, like our expectations of real life, I find that weirder almost. And the dynamic, especially between Jennifer Lawrence and this kid in this, and just in a rom-com that we don't really see. This was like one that was going for it. I felt like, and shooting for it. And in ways I enjoyed it a lot and thought it was really funny. But I was also like most of the time watching it like, what the fuck is this? You know, like I'm glad that this exists, but I'm also like, it's just that unhinged, kind of unrealistic comedy that, like, out of say like Dirty Grandpa and like stuff like that exists nowadays, where they feel like they have to be at 12 at 11 or they don't go for comedy at all. It's very over the top, like nerd with the hot girl movie.
Yeah. The other three you mentioned are more like on the nose weird. Like, of course those are weird. But yeah, the No Hard Feelings, I think, is kind of like dark horse. Like, yeah, they're throwing everything like chaotic and crazy at the wall to see what sticks, what'll make
Right.
a general audience laugh. Yeah.
Right. And I was
By
also
being
thinking
ridiculous.
like, wow, Jennifer Lawrence is so cool that she's like down to play through all this, like cuz it's such a it could easily be not a good role for her, but she was good in it.
Yeah.
Can you read what I voted for, John? I actually can't
Yeah.
remember at the moment.
And I while I'm looking that up, I voted for Poor Things. And yeah, I think Emma Stone has just had a really weird year. And
Yeah.
like you mentioned with Jennifer Lawrence, like it's cool that Emma Stone is like a huge like A-list star now, and she's
Yeah.
down to do these super weird, really revealing roles. And yeah, I thought she was super funny too. Now let's see, producer Jake. Bo is Afraid. That was yours.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very fair pick. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
On the nose weird, but still it's like a 3-hour art house movie all about feelings and really personal anxieties and about sexual repression and all that stuff. So yeah, I think and also the fact that it's so like mixed compared to Ari Aster's other movies, because this movie's kind of alienating to some people. So yeah, I feel like that's the one that weirded me out the most, just in terms of the imagery and how it made me feel. So
All right. Well, the winner of the weirdest Bummy goes to Bo is Afraid. So yeah.
fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
hard to argue with that one. Yeah,
It's totally deserving. I think it's the a very clear-cut winner for the weirdest of the year. Poor Things and Infinity Pool had a decent amount of votes too, but Bo is Afraid still.
Both fairly bizarre.
Yep.
Too.
Most people, when they talk about Infinity Pool, they're just like, that was just too weird for me. Like, that's the main criticism of that movie.
Especially the more it escalates, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like the very end with
when Poor Things kind of like it finds itself for me, and you like seep into the reality, and you become like very more so in awe of it in a way that you're like, oh, I'm with this whole weirdness.
Yeah, Yorgos always lures you in, by the end of it, you're like, oh, that was everything made sense in the context of the movie. But some of the other movies just get more fucking bizarre as they go on.
Yeah. So this year, Christopher Nolan put out arguably his magnum opus, Oppenheimer. But let's not forget all the other great films he's made. The Prestige, The Dark Knight, the twist in Interstellar, the twist in Inception, the twist in Dark Knight Rises, the twist in Memento, and the twist in what's the other one called with John David Washington? Tenet. The twist in Tenet. The Hans Zimmer score in all of them. He is just a huge director with a giant blank check. And we are here this award is here to honor him. But the winner of this award, the true Christopher Nolan Achievement Award, goes to Barbie's Greta Gerwig for her blank check and for her lifelong indie journey that has led her to being the real and only Christopher Nolan.
And also
if that makes sense.
The twist in Frances Ha, the twist in Lady Bird, the twist of Little Women.
The twist in Little Women when Florence Pugh decides to paint. I don't even know what it would be.
Where the March sisters figure out that they're in a dream.
Yeah.
We usually go to AMC theaters for magic, in the words of Nicole Kidman. But some go for the $25 Moscow mules at the bar. Some go for the Dune popcorn buckets they want to stick their dicks in. Other times, people go to see Timothée Chalamet embarrass himself while singing about chocolate on the restaurant tables. Or Ben Affleck kicking his bare feet up as he talks about exploiting a black family for profits. So today, these are the nominees for the AMC Stubbs Award, aka I'm glad I didn't spend a full ticket price, but it was still pretty good. And the nominees are Wonka, Hunger Games, whatever the full title is, the new Hunger Games movie, Air, directed by Ben Affleck, and Knock at the Cabin. I I can't remember what I voted for.
I think I voted for Hunger Games because I didn't see it.
I actually don't remember what I voted for either.
Yeah, we could.
Jake, you voted for Wonka.
Yeah. I didn't even see that in theaters, to be honest. I rented it and it was very okay. And yeah, that's about it.
Luke, you voted for Air.
Really?
Yep.
I like Air.
It's still like the award is the movies are right.
Still okay. Yeah.
Air is my favorite one of these probably.
Yeah.
I also voted for Air, but
Wow.
I actually think I just want Air to win. That's probably why I like to get a win. I didn't think
I've the only two of these I've seen are Air and Knock at the Cabin, so I wanted to choose one of those that I've actually
right
that I actually did
those.
watch at home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went with Air, and I didn't hate Air by any means.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
it's good.
It's one of those that I'm glad I didn't go to a theater to see.
Yeah, we went to Universal City Walk to see Air, which is like an event when you're going to that theater. It's like, you know, it feels like you're going to an amusement park when you go to this theater, and but like because you're walking in the theater, sometimes there's a bunch of families walking around who are on vacation. You know, they flew in from wherever to come to Universal, and then you're just going to the theater. And and that sometimes it's like, oh, a big event because you're seeing like Top Gun Maverick or Dune Part 2 or whatever. But yeah, Jake and I went to this theater just to see very humble Air.
I love that though. I've been to like the Orlando version of like that Universal City Walk area, and it's pretty. It's
probably even crazier, yeah, because
maybe
the Orlando versions seem to be on a different scale.
I do like that those like hyper commercialized areas sometimes.
Right.
They feel so like ancient at this point, but it's still just kind of like fun to be around.
They're ridiculous. You're like, there's the bubblegum shrimp. There's the chocolate emporium, and like it's all just like garbage, but you're also like walking around like ooh.
I've gone to that Margaritaville like numerous times before going to the theater, and it's like with a nice little buzz from those margs, and
nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's if you dumb yourself down, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
I actually personally like Knock at the Cabin. Like I really enjoyed it. But I know that like people have a lot of issues with it who are like more Shyamalan. I don't know, have bigger Shyamalan takes. I don't really have that. Like, some people are like who are like the people who really like Old, for instance, which I'm not as into. Really don't like Knock at the Cabin. I think they think it's like a downgrade, but I enjoyed Knock at the Cabin.
I don't know if it was a downgrade because I do love Old. I think it was more just kind of straight down the middle vibes, you know, nothing offensive, but nothing that really blew me away. But yeah, there's a lot of M. Night heads and a lot of M. Night haters, so it can go either way.
Yeah, there's a big discourse around his films that I'm like kind of out of touch with. Even though I like him and his movies, but I don't really follow them as heavily as others.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me slide you the winner.
Great. And the Bummy goes to Wonka. Yeah.
Speaking of which, it just popped onto, I think, HBO Max, so I can go watch that to prepare for the Oscars, so I know who got nominated for Best Picture.
I also saw that was I saw that was on Max too, and I was like, well, That's why I think it's actually good for this category, because it's like, well, I guess I'll watch it.
Now it's time to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
It
one
definitely is.
actually came down to the wire. We had a few ballots come in
Some last
early
minute
morning,
ballots. Wow.
early morning today, and
John was watching it like
I was watching the numbers, like, whoa,
Yeah.
this could change everything. And yeah, I think there's like 3 that came in early morning. One of them, or 2 of them, didn't really make a difference, and then one of them broke the tie between Wonka and Knock at the Cabin.
Wow.
And Wonka took it home. So yeah.
Wow. Another swing vote decision.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because that was going to be our only tie. And I was like, well, I guess maybe we'll just decide what wins. But we didn't have to. Yeah. So whoever you are out there, if you had a last minute vote for Wonka, it's
know
because
that
of you.
voting matters.
It matters.
Voting changes it.
I want everybody to close your eyes for me and take some deep breaths as I read off to you the best herbal tea movie nominees of the year. Hopefully this isn't too loud. Remember, keep your eyes closed. The nominees for best herbal tea movie are The Holdovers.
I can only hear like a few notes at a time. So it's just dun, dun, dun.
Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. The Boy and the Heron. Asteroid City.
It's like, what is this? Like a vocoder? I don't get this.
This is Ascension. This is a sound bath. That's what it says.
Well, it's almost like, okay, so it's just like music. It just feels like it's making your audio and your voice go in and out. So it's like you're.
Is it fucking up my audio?
Not really. It's kind of choppy, but like I still can hear all the nominees.
Okay. Let me turn it down a little bit. Where was I?
Okay, we could put music in post.
There we go. Yeah.
We'll fix it right here.
Asteroid City. I think that's where I left off. Perfect Days. And finally, Fallen Leaves. So, guys, what did you vote for best herbal tea category?
I voted for Perfect Days because I recently saw that and it brought me a lot of peace at that time. Yeah.
I voted for.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I voted for Fallen Leaves because it also brought me a lot of peace at the time I saw it, and also more like Fallen Tea Leaves. You know, it fits into the category perfectly.
Very true. Very true. Give some snaps for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I voted for The Holdovers because I can see this being a nice like wintertime. I think we talked about this on our best of list, but a nice like wintertime, have a nice hot cup of herbal tea and watch The Holdovers. It felt like that movie. Although I just last night saw Perfect Days, and I think had I seen that before I entered my vote, I might have voted for Perfect Days. I think that's a very worthy candidate.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. The winner of the best herbal tea movie is The Holdovers.
Of course. God damn it.
Even the one you wanted to change your vote for still won.
Yeah. Even if I changed my vote, this still would have won. This was actually another landslide, was The Holdovers. Which was a little surprising. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I feel like Boy and the Heron would be a big, like, it's a Miyazaki movie. It should have some bias for herbal tea.
I think if more people had seen Fallen Leaves and Perfect Days, I think that would have won both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
Lo-fi movies, yeah.
Yeah, Perfect Days did come in second. But yeah, down by quite a bit. Actually, everything got at least one vote. Actually, everything got at least 2 votes. But yeah, The Holdovers still took this one home. So yeah.
All right. Is that the Holdovers' first win?
Paul Giamatti won, I think.
Giamatti did win for
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
Off.
yeah. Right.
Wow, like polar opposite award.
Yeah, we have
shows
one that's a
there.
fuck off, and the other it's
Yeah.
also a peaceful movie.
That's the genius of the Holdovers.
I will say too, I feel like we've had a good variety of winners. There hasn't been one that's just that actually might be the first one that there's like the same movie that's won more than once.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, so next is the Michael Scott Paper Company Award. We all know how important small business and entrepreneurship is in America with Shark Tank and companies like Apple and Google becoming, starting from, having such humble roots. I don't know. But this award is for the greatest, is to spotlight the greatest moments in entrepreneurship in this year's films. And so the winner is the nerds from Research in Motion who watch The Thing and Raiders of the Lost Ark on their breaks and would be just happy doing that and not making any money at all if it weren't for Glenn Howerton coming in and changing their ways.
I feel like for these honorary awards, we're trying to make up for the Blackberry being snubbed at every other award show that's not the Bummies. So
yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's kind of the goal of these.
Yeah.
The ones that we didn't allow votes for.
Okay, so here presenting the best picture is the president of Letterboxd. So here he comes up to the mic. I've just been informed that Oppenheimer has over 2.2 million logs on our prestigious website, a figure I'm ashamed to say is a burden for us now. In accordance with the Bummies, we have decided to exclude Oppenheimer from being included in the Best Picture onslaught because our friends in Japan have been shamelessly excluded from the picture. So to avoid controversy, and the many Letterboxd ratings that are 3 out of 5 stars have proven this to be a travesty. I'm sorry to Oppenheimer, but in all seriousness, Robert J. Oppenheimer does not stand up to a horny dead woman, a man who wants to develop a life-altering product that doesn't buzz, a man who smells like fish, a movie by Greta Gerwig that isn't controversial at all, and then some movies about genocide and fascism, blah, blah, blah. Here are the nominees for Best Picture at the Bummies.
Wow, powerful stuff.
Yes.
Poor Things, director Yorgos Lanthimos. Blackberry by Matt Johnson. The Holdovers by Alexander Payne. Barbie by Greta Gerwig. Killers of the Flower Moon by Martin Scorsese. And The Zone of Interest by Jonathan Glazer. And it's important to note that on our ballot, Oppenheimer is crossed off because it is no longer eligible for Best Picture.
Disqualified.
I think that was the right move by the Bummies Academy there. Yeah.
We don't want to upset our friends overseas, so
definitely not. Yeah.
I voted for Poor Things because that is my favorite movie of that bunch. So what did you guys vote for?
Blackberry.
I also voted for Poor Things. It is also my favorite movie of that bunch.
I wonder what's gonna win now.
Please slide me the envelope. Before Japan hacks into our system.
Oh, wow.
Really? Wow. This is unprecedented.
That's surprising.
The Best Picture goes to The Zone of Interest.
Wow.
Congrats. Judging by who
that's the biggest surprise of the day.
Yeah. Judging by who we sent these ballots to, I'm not that surprised. But yeah, I thought it'd be Poor Things. Honestly, I thought it'd be Poor Things.
That was a close second. It was. by just a few votes. But I was surprised by all the zone of interest votes coming in. Yeah,
The Bummies could predict the best picture for the Oscars
yeah,
for the first time ever because this
See,
movie is picking up a lot of steam right now.
right. And
For
that's I think
voters
why I
everywhere.
was maybe a little disappointed because I was like, oh, I feel like that's what the Oscars are gonna pick for best
Yeah.
picture. You know?
Yeah. So here at Cinebums, we pride ourselves on our hair. I mean, look at Jake, myself, and especially look at John there. In fact, at times we value it just as much as your ability to cancel your plans, stay home and watch movies. I mean, look at all our guests from 2023. Outside of one person, we didn't have one bald guest. And since he could talk about the movie Heat better than all of that, we let that one slide.
Oh man.
Look at our other guests. There's Carlos. If John is the Lenin of the Cinebums, then Carlos is Jesus. Look at Felix Christensen. Look at Simon Sager. Look at my friend Nick from our Pineapple Express episode. I used to see that stoner give his hair out to shoulder length. It isn't all perfect, though. I myself started using biotin later last year due to my fear of hair loss. I noticed a small bald spot forming that I blame on the stress that life in the city of Los Angeles has brought to me. So now I try to relax and rub biotin on that spot daily because here at Cinebums, we care about hair. Here are our nominees for best hair. And Margaret Robbie, Kaylee Spaney, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yeah.
Matt Johnson, the most famous one, Glenn Howerton, and Ayo Edebiri.
Good hair.
Yeah, this is a good hair year, which is always the most important, as everyone knows. But there's some good ones. I guess what did I voted for? I voted for Matt Johnson, because I think he's the dark horse in this race. I think they're all great, but I think he brought a unique look that was very specific to him and his character. So, I went with Matt Johnson and Blackberry.
Also, he's the one that looks like John the most, so that's maybe a little biased there.
Yeah, maybe maybe I just saw myself in him. You know, maybe that's it.
I voted for Glenn Howerton because I'm very repetitive, as it seems. Probably one of the most repetitive voters of this crew.
Well, I actually also voted for Glenn Howerton because with the hair and the lack thereof, actually, it creates the perfect amalgamation of the mania that is his character.
Yeah,
and you can see like the spray on tan on top of his bald head.
I don't think if like bald in a movie or show has been highlighted in terms of look this much. You know what I mean? Like where
very
his
striking.
hair, he has such long like hair around the bald area. You know?
Yeah, I think it gives off like this Bezos kind of just weirdly groomed millionaire vibes. It's just like it's very perfect for the character. So yeah,
like we voted for all of the men in the best hair category. But without further ado, let me slide this to you.
Oh, our winner is Kaylee Spaney.
That's good. That's like the most hair of the year for sure.
It definitely stands out. Like the I don't know, the poster for this movie. I think it's just like her head or like her face and whatever. And
it's
her hair
very
is
like
a big part of it.
It's very like old school and in the best way too. And and this movie deserves a big award. So I love this. I love this movie.
Yeah, me too. Also, she is gonna be one of the characters in Beef season 2. So
wow,
we're propelling her to success at the Bummies here.
The Bummies bump. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bummies bump.
Yeah, I do think this was a good list of nominees overall. This one was actually really close. Between
Oh wow.
Kaylee, Io,
Wow.
Margot, and Glenn. It was super close between all of those. ScarJo and Matt Johnson were the bottom ones, but
Yeah.
but yeah. I think that's the sign of a good list of nominees is when they're all pretty close. But yeah, Kaylee took it home.
Wow. All right.
So yeah.
Well, and that's a wrap then on the 32nd annual Bummies. Thank you to everyone who voted. Thank you to Joe Coy. Thank you to John for doing everything, pretty much. Yeah. While drunk, apparently, too. John does everything. John does our internet. John does our website. John does all our graphics. And at the same time, he manages alcoholism and a wife on the side. So if you thought it wasn't impressive enough,
this is my 12th gin and tonic this morning already. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Hanging by a thread.
just another day in the spotlight.
Yeah, this is life now. This is my life. So I'm used to it. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out here and putting on such a great show for the people.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Is there anything else we say to wrap up this monumental award show?
I don't know. I kind of like that line.
Just drifting off.
I think that ended well, yeah.
Putting on a good show for the people. It's really chill.
Unless drunk John wants to sing I'm Just John on the spot.
I mean, we could like when the credits are rolling or something.
Yeah. Well, we could put it in.
You put like the let me pull up the lyrics. I might not get the tune right.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a karaoke version on YouTube I can pull up quick. It's gonna be weird because only I can hear it. Doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number 2. No one knows how hard I try. Oh, I have feelings that I can't explain, driving me insane. I don't remember the tune that well. All my life been so polite.
This is more like Gosling and La La Land than.
But I'll sleep alone tonight. 'Cause I'm just John. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. It is my destiny to live and die a life of brunette fragility. I'm just John. Where I see love, she sees a friend. What will it take for her to see the man behind the tan and fight for me? Instrumental.
I think it's better that he's out of tune. It could be better that he's out of tune.
This is like the 80s like rock version.
Oh, I want to know what it's like to love, to be the real thing. Is it a crime? Am I hot when in my feelings? And is my moment finally here, or am I dreaming? I'm no dreamer. We're still going. Can you feel the Johnergy?
The Johnergy.
Feels so real, my Johnergy.
Oh man.
Can you feel the Johnergy?
Jonergy.
Feels so real. My Jonergy.
The Jonergy.
Oh, we're breaking it down now. I'm just John. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. It is my destiny to live and die a life of brunette fragility. Just John. Where I see love, she sees a friend. What will it take for her to see the man behind the tan and fight for me? Just John, and I'm enough, and I'm great at doing stuff. So hey, check me out, yeah, I'm just John. My name's John, and so I am I? Put that manly hand in mine. So hey, world, check me out. I'm just John. Baby, I'm just John.
That was beautiful.
That was for you guys.
You heard it from John, everybody.